Walk through your house right now and count something. Count every surface that's warm to the touch. The back of your refrigerator, the side of your water heater, the exhaust vent on your dryer, the flue pipe on your furnace. I counted mine. 7 surfaces. All of them hot, all of them running every single day, and none of them producing a single watt of electricity. Here's what nobody will tell you plainly. Your home is not an energy consumer. It's an energy waster, and the gap between those two things is worth real money. I'm going to show you the $18 component that bridges that gap, where to put it first, and why the people who profit from your electric bill have every reason to hope you never. Back in 1821, a German physicist named Thomas Seebeck discovered something that still feels like a magic trick 200 years later. Connect 2 different metals. Heat one end, keep the other cold, electricity flows. No turbine, no combustion, no fuel, just a temperature difference. And physics does the rest. NASA built this into the Voyager spacecraft back in 1977. Voyager is now 15 billion miles from Earth, still transmitting data, still powered by the same principle. Heat on one side, cold on the other. Electricity in between. The commercial version of this is called a thermoelectric module. It's a ceramic tile about the size of a large postage stamp. You bolt it between a hot surface and a cool one. It produces continuous electricity as long as the hot surface? You already own 7 of them. You're paying for them every month. You're just throwing away everything they produce. Now here's where I want to stop and focus on one specific target, because most people, when they first hear about this, immediately think chimney, flue pipe, wood stove. That's valid, but there's a better starting point for most households. In your water heater. The average water heater runs 3 to 5 hours every single day. The surface temperature sits between 120 and 140 degrees Fahrenheit, consistently, reliably, year-round. Not just in winter, not just when the stove is burning, every single day while you sleep, while you work, while you're on vacation, and that heater is quietly running in an empty house. A single thermoelectric module mounted against the upper tank wall, hot side to the tank, cold side to a finned aluminum heatsink, produces between 4 and 8 watts continuously during heating cycles. Over a full year, that charges a battery bank with over 150 kilowatt hours of electricity, free, silent, from heat that was already paid for and already being wasted. Now let me give you real numbers from real builds. A retired electrical engineer documented his setup online in verifiable detail. Water heater module, 6 watts average. Furnace flue module, 22 watts during heating season. Dryer exhaust module, 9 watts per cycle. All feeding into one 12-volt battery bank. Over one winter, his system produced enough stored electricity to power his router, his LED lighting, his phone charging, and a small chest freezer through 3 separate grid outages. One of those outages lasted 4 days. Total hardware cost, $140. When the ice storm hit in February and his neighbors sat in the dark, he made coffee and read by lamplight. That's the value, not the kilowatt hours on paper, the capability when the system everyone depends on fails. Now here's the uncomfortable part. The Seebeck-effect is 200 years old. These modules are manufactured by the millions for industrial use. The physics is taught in undergraduate engineering courses worldwide. So why isn't there a $99 water heater kit sitting at every hardware store in America right next to the pipe insulation? Think about who sells you energy. Your utility company's entire revenue model depends on one thing, that you need them. Every watt you produce yourself is a watt they cannot bill. The technology isn't suppressed, it's just never promoted. And in an industry built on dependency, silence does the same job as suppression. So here's what I'd tell someone starting from zero. Buy one module, under $20, mount it on your water heater, wire it to a small 12-volt battery and a USB charge controller. Charge your phone from it for a month. Feel what it means to use electricity that was already paid for and previously thrown away. Then look around your house at those 7 warm surfaces and ask yourself how long they've been running and how long you've been paying for the heat they produce and then paying again for the electricity you could have been pulling from them all along. The gap between those 2 payments is yours. It always has been. The only thing that changed today is that you know it exists.